Emma couldn't shake the weight of what she had uncovered. The letters, the photograph, the tender words of a man she had never known yet somehow always belonged to everything she thought. She understood about her family was collapsing. For days, she carried Henry's box of letters back with her to Ohio. She barely slept. Each night she sat at her kitchen table, reading through them again, tracing the ink with her fingertips, as though touching the words might somehow let her feel the presence of the father she'd lost before she even knew him. But the questions only multiplied. Why had her mother never spoken of Henry? What had really happened between them? Emma realized there was only one person left alive who might have the answers: her mother's younger sister, Aunt Mary. Emma hadn't seen Aunt Mary in months. The woman lived in a small cottage on the outskirts of town, a place filled with plants, porcelain teacups, and the faint scent of cinnamon. When Emma called and asked to visit, Mary's voice had been warm but cautious, as though she already suspected what was coming. When Emma arrived, Mary greeted her with a long hug. "You look tired, dear," she said, leading her inside. "Sit down. I'll make us some tea." Emma waited until the steaming cups were set on the table before she pulled out Henry's letters. She laid them carefully in front of her aunt. "Aunt Mary," she began, her voice unsteady, "I found these in a house in Boston. They were written by Henry Whitaker." Mary froze. Her hands trembled as she lifted the first letter, her eyes scanning the handwriting. For a long moment, she said nothing. Finally, she looked up, tears brimming in her eyes. "So he left them to you?" Emma's chest tightened. "You knew?" Mary nodded slowly, her face etched with both sorrow and relief. "Yes, child, I knew. Henry was your father." The words hung heavy in the air. Though Emma had already guessed, hearing them spoken aloud was like a thunderclap. Her throat constricted. "Why didn't anyone tell me? Why didn't my mother tell me?" Sighed deeply and reached across the table, taking Emma's hand. "It wasn't because she didn't love you. It was because she did." And then the story unfolded.